All right, shalom, shalom to the elect of the nation of Israel. We're going to start off this lesson by giving all praises and honor and glory to Yahawah. Double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone who rule well and have taught us His word in truth and sincerity, and peace and mercy to the elect. All right, that's pushing His word in truth and sincerity across the four corners of the earth. And the rest of you that sincerely believe, peace and mercy to you and your household. All right, so in today's class, the lesson's going to be another edition of News and Prophecy. And as you see, the title says, the whore is hated and will be destroyed. And you should know who that whore is by now. And if you don't, you're about to find out.
No way.
So we'll get right into it. I got this clip here from the elder Kanawak sent this to me, and let me just lower up my volume here. It's a little loud. And as you see, it says here, this is from Al Jazeera, and it says it's a new world economic order emerging, and of course it is. Okay. You look at the events that are playing out, and of course prophecy, Bible prophecy, and that's exactly what's coming about. But it's not going to be a new world order that the world thinks is going to be. See, all these other nations are all jockeying, okay, to be the top nation, the next top nation in this new digital system, this new digital economic, this new digital economy.
That's how I say it, brother.
Yeah, that's a good way to say it too. But I was going to say this digital economy that's coming down the pipe. So they're all jockeying to be the next top nation, all right, within this digital economy. But little do they know that the next kingdom that's going to be established on earth is going to be Yahawah's kingdom, which by default is the kingdom of Israel, of the nation of Israel, starting with the elect. And real quick, all we're witnessing right now is the downfall of this whore, okay, which is leading to the kingdom of heaven. Go ahead, Ak.
Usually, and then right now, with this whole election, that Joe Biden, he dropped out. So it's bringing nothing but confusion. So America's finished, man.
Yep.
That's right.
Just basically line back to you saying the nation are jockeying to be the next rulers, which is a very coveted position. But according to the scriptures, which brings us comfort, when we go to 2 Ezra 6, verse 7 and 8, and it reads, oh, you can get it?
Yeah, I can get there for you.
7 and
8. So 2 Ezra chapter 7, verse 8, and it reads,
no, 6.
And one only path between them both.
6.
Slacking. Yeah, that makes
7 and 8.
Yep.
6 and 7. Oh, 6, 7, and 8. Okay. Con. So 2 Ezra chapter 6, verse 7. And we will read down to 8. It says, Then answered I and said, What shall be the parting asunder of the times? Or when shall be the end of the first?
So the first is basically takes you back to the humble beginnings of in Genesis, Esau being the firstborn, right? Of the two wrestlers, you got a wrestling match, and in this corner weighing this many pounds, and you have a challenger. Okay? So the challenger is by way of keep in mind it's a courtroom session, plaintiff and defendant. But judgment is going to be for the plaintiffs because we're the plaintiffs. We're the one complaining about all the unrighteous deeds that's been done in this earth. Okay, so the other nations, they're not privy to Bible prophecies, right? Which is a coveted a job. Like one thing a great job to have as a president of USA or king or queen. Listen, the job that should be coveted is a position of being a prophet, because we get to see and say what's going to happen before.
Yep, it's top position in the nation of Israel. It says, or when shall be the end of the first, and the beginning of it that followeth.
So something is ending and something is beginning. That's the transition the world is not getting, right? Because Esau have it in his twisted, convoluted mind. When you hear the word end of world, you think about planet Nibiru hitting the earth, right? Or a comet, or some fireball. He's going to do some kind of outrageous things. No, it's a transition of power, a trading of places, right? The servants go into their rightful place, and the princes go into their rightful place. And the term Israelites, he prince power. We're the princes.
That's right.
Okay.
That's right. Verse 8, and he said unto me, from Abraham unto Isaac.
So there's a line, right? There's a chosen line from Abraham unto Isaac. Read.
When Jacob and Esau were born of him.
So two brothers were born of that man, Isaac, right? And it was prophesied that one is going to be ruler of the other. Okay. So keep reading.
Jacob's hand held first the heel of Esau. For Esau is the end of the world.
The end of the rulership. So the rulership that we're in right now basically outlines and bring clarity to who's in rulership. The wicked, things that where's it? The board of wickedness. The board of wickedness.
Yeah.
Let
me see.
I'll make sense. Script up.
Wait a second.
Malachi 4. Malachi 1 and 4. Read it real quick.
Yeah, real quick. I just want to say that's powerful precept. Just wanted to comment on the grabbing of the heel, right? And it's clear of what was said, what was prophesied in the reading, that one kingdom is going to fall, one kingdom is falling, and a new kingdom is coming in. Because when you grab someone's heel, they're going to fall. Whether they fall backwards, sideways, or frontwards, they're going to fall. So that's what that's going into, just in case you people miss it at home, right? That kingdom is going to fall in regards to the whore and the beast and so forth. Anyway, that's the point. Esau's kingdom. Esau's family.
So, Malachi 1 and 4, it says, whereas Edom saith, we are impoverished. But
and that's what they were saying during the time of the dark sword the people ruling. They were the Slav men, right? The miscreants, all right? The undesirables, all right? The true red men, the damn wild men, right? They were the impoverished one, okay?
That's
but for prophecy's sake, the Most High put the basis of man, right, in rulership. Okay?
That's right.
Go ahead.
And it says, we are impoverished, but we will return and build the desolate places. Which, them building the desolate places is their rulership, trying to build back their rulership.
That's right.
Thus saith the Lord Yahawah of hosts, they shall build, but I will throw down, and they shall call them the border of wickedness.
That's right. So we're calling them out as anywhere you see these people, right? That's what the Most High is going to leave their root nor branch. Because leaving a root of a tree, because people are like on the trees, it might come up again, spring forth again. So Yahweh said, I will leave neither root nor branch for who? The border of wickedness, which is Edom.
That's right.
All right.
Right. And it finishes off saying,
real quick, that word desolate is very important because it's been broken down right there in the precept, just in case you folks again missed it, because it says miserable, right? Overwhelmed with grief, deprived of comfort, right? That's what Esau is building, has built. That's what he was set up to do. And it's fallen. It's a fallen state. That's the whole point. Alone, a desert, right? To make lonely, desolate places. Anyway, that's the point, brother. Go ahead.
Yeah, that's a good point, because that's why Esau, this time around, had to rely on so much witchcraft and sorcery to deceive the people. Because if the world's eyes, as the world's eyes is beginning to open, but if they were fully open like the prophets, they would know. They would see. All they would see is a desolate place here in North America, starting with America, or the United States rather. Okay. So yeah, they have to heavy up on the witchcraft and the sorcery to keep people asleep. But it goes on to say, and the people against whom the Lord Yahweh has indignation for forever.
That's right. So we're the ones set up to tell you that there's no forgiveness for Esau. That there's a parable, Lazarus and the rich man, when he asked Abraham. Abraham said, "Listen, go ask the prophets. Go ask them, because it's set up for them to tell you what's up."
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? Because he was begging, for some relief. Abraham said, "Listen, man, go tell the prophets, and we're going to tell you the Lord have ignition on you forever, man."
That's right.
That's it.
That's right, man. Con. Was that it on here over here on Second Ezra?
Let's finish it off. For Esau is the end of the world.
Con.
Oh, it's done. Okay.
No, I didn't finish it. I'll read it here. So it says, "For Esau is the end of the world, and Jacob is the beginning of it that followeth."
All right, so to cancel out any misinterpretation you might have that Russia or China or any other nation is in a power.
Shalom. Con, brother. Con.
28.
All right, so let's play a little bit of this clip here, and then brothers, just let me know when to pause it when the Spirit impresses you with a precept.
The world of business and economics. This week.
Building desolate places. Yeah.
Yeah, Con.
Go ahead.
Hello, I'm Adrian Finnegan, and this is Counting the Cost on Al Jazeera, your weekly look at the world of business and economics. This week, the US has dominated the global economy for decades, but the world is fractured by geopolitical tensions, and globalization is facing a backlash. Is the economic order changing? Is it the US versus China? The trade war between the two nations is picking up. Competition between Washington and Beijing could accelerate the collapse of the old system. So what's the alternative? Developing nations have formed economic alliances like BRICS to counter the dominance of the West. But will it work? Economic integration and globalization, the free flow of trade with the US at the helm, that's the economic order the world has known for decades. Today, though, the disintegration of the rules-based world order is evident for all to see. Countries are becoming more inward-looking, regulatory fences have been erected, the World Trade Organization is in limbo, nations are racing to build the industries of the future, and trade restrictions...
You hear what he said? Nations are racing to build the industry of the future. So that's what I was saying earlier. All these nations are jockeying, especially with what you got, Elon Musk and his crew that's building Neuralink. Elon Musk isn't the only person that's building a CHIP. You have all these different manufacturers that want to be the top manufacturing company, or rather country of the CHIP, right? Because it all comes back to power over dollars, or power through dollars. But this time it's just going to be a digital dollar.
Yeah, and they plan on bringing this whole new economic order, right? And it shows you that this is a thing that's prophesied in Genesis 11:1, because this whole thing is nothing new.
That's right.
Like Nimrod, he tried it, and all these other nations,
it's true,
like they tried to do that thing. Right.
Beautiful point, brother.
And they're basically at the height of their evil plan to try to have that power of the world, and they're speaking the same thing, right? So Genesis 11:1, it says, like I said, the universal language Babel. It said Babel. And then it says confusion on the two-letter Bible in Genesis 11:1. And the whole earth was of one language and of one speech. And it came to pass, as they journeyed from the east, they found a plain in the land of Shinar, and they dwelt there. So this is after the flood, right? And they said, Shalawam, YAHAWASHI. And they said one to another, "Go to, let us make brick and burn them thoroughly." And they had brick for stone, and slime had they for mortar. And they said, "Go let us build a city and tower whose top may reach unto heaven, and let us make a name, lest we be scattered abroad upon the face of the earth. So this is what they plan on doing again.
That's right.
Right.
And
right.
you know,
And let me say this real quick, Slaka. Go ahead and finish up.
Go ahead,
I got something
go
I
ahead,
want
go
to
ahead.
add to what you said.
like
Khan, Thwada, I was just gonna add to what you're saying that as you said, as you read here, it says that basically they look to what? To make us a name. So they were looking for fame, right, and reputation, right? And Esau has forwarded that this time around. Back then it was Ham. All right. What's his name? The guy who started the
Nimrod?
tower. Nimrod. He was a Hamite, right?
Yeah.
And it was Ham really
Cushite,
that. That's right, Cushite. It was Ham that forwarded all that debauchery that was going on pre-flood, post-flood. Esau picked it up, revamped it, and exercised it to the extreme this time around. So again, the scriptures say that his inward thought is their houses shall last forever, right? Roughly paraphrasing. That starts with Esau, Edom, but you think that these other nations are not thinking the same thing? China's not thinking the same thing? Russia's not thinking the same thing? It's just that Esau, Edom is spearheading that thought process. So they're trying to make a name for themselves that's above the Most High's name, which is really going into his reputation.
and they want to basically brand everybody upon the face of the earth to have a charagma in them, in their flesh, right?
Yeah,
to have
that's
complete power, and you're gonna be a perpetual slave, basically.
Yeah.
So so this is these evil people's plan, right?
Yeah.
And the Lord come down to see the city and the tower which the children of men builded. And the Lord said, behold, the people is one, and they have all one language, and this they begin to do.
Beautiful.
And now nothing will be restrained from them, which they have imagined to do. So this is what they're doing, man. It's
Right.
evil, and the only thing that's gonna make us get escape out of their hand is through a divine intervention, and his name YAHAWASHI, and he's gonna deliver us, from the
That's
hands of our oppressors, man, and these nations.
That's right.
And the Lord said, behold, the people is one, and they have all one language, and this they begin to do. And now nothing will be restrained from them, which they have imagined to do. Go to, let us go down, and there confound their language, that they may not understand one another's speech. So everybody was speaking one language, which is Hebrew, but the Lord, he used the angels to basically confound their language, right?
Yeah,
But
to
now,
cause confusion, right? Because
but now-
they were. Slaki, I was just going to say to cause confusion because they were building up an economy, with all that being done. So it's the same thing now. The Lord is going to cause confusion, within this present day economy, right? Then that's why you have all these different nations, that are basically crowding America and Canada, all right, with all different ideals, right? Different values, different interests, and a lot of them are enemies, right, of the United States, so that's causing a bunch of confusion within. So the Lord separated their ideas and their thought, and they're working together, just like it's happening now. That's what the Lord's doing right now.
Beautiful.
go to, let us go down, and there confound their language, that they may not understand one another's speech.
That's right.
So the Lord scattered them abroad from the face of the earth, and they left off to build a city. So the Lord, he scattered them back then, but now he's gonna do the same thing, but it's gonna be there's gonna be a lot of casualties, and
That's
the
right.
Lord come and he's gonna set everything back in order, right?
That's right.
Yep, and it'll never be built up again. That's the difference with this one.
So that's pretty much it with that verse.
Real quick, brother, because you mentioned it, you said the spearhead. So I'm going to go to the spearheading precept. It's just 2 precepts. You may have them on deck, but in regard to this economic crisis, which is again going into this international thing that the brother just broke down and show you people history, which is history which was prophecy when it happened, and history is being repeated. Right, so it is an international conglomerate in regards to what they're doing. So in regard to the spearhead, if you could go to Revelation 17 and read verses 1 and 2 in regards to the spearheading of this international economic crisis and who's the spearhead.
So Revelation chapter 17 and 1, and it reads, "And there came one of the 7 angels which had the 7 vials, and talked with me, saying unto me, Come hither, I will show unto thee the judgment of the great whore that sitteth upon many waters."
That's right. And brother mentioned that in regards to Genesis, the judgment is coming hard, and we're watching it play out before our eyes. So verse 2, and that's a point. Now, go ahead.
And it reads, "With whom the kings of the earth committed fornication, and the inhabitants of the earth have been made drunk with the wine of her fornication."
All right, simply put. That's all I was going to say on that in regards to the spearhead, because it goes into, it tells you the whore, right, that sitteth upon many waters, right, the spearheading nation in regards to this international conglomerate and their their digital dictatorship, who's spearheading it, right, and has the nations drunk. Anyway, that's the point.
Yeah. And when you go into the fornication, as we're going to get out in this video, you know, there's obviously many ways that these nations have committed fornication with the United States. You know, religiously, you know, financially, it's a huge one, and politically, you know, and so on and so forth. But it was prophecy. We're probably going to come back to this chapter anyways as this video goes on. So let's continue on.
Increasingly being imposed. Now, the system that's governed the global economy since the Second World War is at a tipping point, now more than ever. So, is a new world order emerging? We'll discuss that with our guests shortly. But first,
and that first system is where they committed fornication with the beast, with the whore, right? Because it was what the Bretton Woods system. You can look that up for yourself. And basically, the world, all right, at that time trusted America, all right, to be the head of the world, to have the dollar, to have all nations tagged to the dollar, right, on an honor system. So there was no auditing, there was no real watch over these elites, these bankers. So hence inflation rose over the decades, man. And all these nations have been drunk with the ability to just to print without even having the gold to back it up. They've been drunk with that. You know, and that's why all their nations are. That's why they're trying to break off from the dollar. As you see, the BRIC nations are banding together. They want to do it a different way without America because they're sick and tired of the whore.
So it shows you that there could be another cyber attacks or something could go on where there could be a whole stock market crash. You know.
Yep.
And that's what's gonna happen. You know?
Yeah. Exactly.
That's exactly what this economic crisis is all about. That this whore is spearheading, aka Esau's family, the whore and the beast system. Anyway, go ahead.
This is what some leaders had to say about the old one.
So this is what the nations think about the old system.
The poor countries have been and are being oppressed and terrorized by the rich countries. Naturally, the poor are bitter and angry and have lost faith in justice and honor.
Global political and economic governance created more than 6 decades ago have not kept pace with the changing realities of the world.
BRICS remains the one dynamic element in the global economy, and as such, they will account for a significant share of trade.
The development of the emerging market and developing countries is not intended to move the cheese, but to make the pie of the global economy bigger. We should push forward the establishment of governing models and rules which are more balanced and inclusive. We should push forward the reform of the global economic governance system to reflect the current structure and realities.
We want to help you identify.
Yeah, and the reason why these nations are all expressing this is because they're sick and tired of the whore being at the head of this present economic system.
Each night, I ask myself, why should every country have to be tied to the dollar for trade? Why can't we trade in our own currency? And why don't we have the commitment to innovate?
Мы против какой бы то ни было гегемонии.
We are against any kind of hegemony or exclusivity propagated by some countries and the new policy of ongoing colonialism, neocolonialism, based upon this assumption.
We have to reform global economic, financial, and political, as well as the multilateral trading system, so that we can create a conducive environment for fair trade.
Let's introduce you to our panel of experts.
Okay, so many different nations across the world, complaints about the old world system. So we were reading Revelation 17, and now I'm going to continue on and read down to 7 and skip around in this chapter. So Revelation 17:3, and it reads, it says, "So he carried me away in the spirit into the wilderness, and I saw a woman sit upon a scarlet colored beast, so a red beast, full of names of blasphemy, having 7 heads and 10 horns." Okay, and the 7 heads goes into the 7 rulerships of Esau, Edom. Okay, and and then when you go into the 10 horns, these are vassal states. Right now, present day, that's the EU. Right, in the ancient world, there was your different Germanic tribes. Right, in pagan Rome, it was your different Germanic tribes at the time. So nothing's new under the sun. You have all these states, all these different vassal states to America, and as this continues to say, verse 4. "And the woman was arrayed in purple, scarlet color, and decked with gold, precious stones, and pearls, having golden cup in her hand, full of abominations and filthiness of her fornications." It said, "And upon her forehead was a name written, Mystery Babylon the Great, the mother of harlots and the abomination of the earth."
666.
That's right. That's right.
If for you folks over there, go look it up, and you'll see that it says that. Anyway, continue, brother.
Yeah, it's a deep dive too, because these represent different numbers within Hebrew. But it's out there. The breakdowns are out there. So continuing on, it says, verse 6, "And I saw the woman drunken with the blood of the saints," right, which is woman is America, "and with the blood of the martyrs of YAHAWASHI. And when I saw her, I wondered greatly and with great admiration."
Yeah, the martyrs of Yahawashi, those are the saints, just going back to the elect. All right, what the Lord permit for those who, excuse me, because it says martyrs, right? Some are going to die in the faith or by martyrdom, right? And so forth like that. So yeah, that's the point. Go ahead.
That's right. And it says, verse 7, "And the angel said unto me, Wherefore didst thou marvel? I will tell thee the mystery of the woman and beast that carrieth her," right? Which is NATO. All right, that beast that carries America is NATO, because the headquarters of NATO is in where? In New York State, in the United States. It's like New York City. In New York City. So it says, "Which hath the 7 heads and the 10 horns." So Slake, earlier I said it was 7 different rulership, but that's later on in this chapter. So it's really talking about NATO and the EU in the earlier verses. Now, as I continue on, I'm going to skip down to verse 9, and it reads, "And here is the mind which has wisdom. The 7 heads are 7 mountains on which the woman sitteth." Now it's going into basically America's birth. All right, and there are 7 kings. 5 are fallen. Okay, Germana Minor, Germana Major, Spanish, British, and Greeks. Yeah, Greeks as well. The water. And one is, which is the present time at when John was getting this, which is Rome. Another is not yet come. And when he cometh, he must continue a short space. So that the other that has not yet come is where we're in right now. That's America.
That's right.
Okay. And really, and this is really to the T. It says he must continue a short space. They've only ruled for about 250 years, really.
Yeah.
Maybe 300 years max. So it's been a really short time. So it says here, Revelation 11, "And the beast that was and is not, even he is the eighth, right? So the beast that was, which is Rome and is not, Rome fell, is the eighth, which is America, and is of the seventh, right? And goeth into perdition, right? And the seventh evidently would be British, okay? Because you had those three wars, right? You had the Spanish-American War, the French-American War, and the War of Independence, British-American War. So America got its independence from Britain. So it goes on to say here, verse 12, and the 10 horns which thou sawest are 10 kings, which have received no kingdom as yet, but receive power as kings 1 hour with the beast, right? European nations. These have one mind, right? And this is why Esau was able to bamboozle the whole world, because the Most High put the spirit on the heathens, all right, to work hand in hand with Esau when it was the first economic system. So it says, these have one mind and shall give their power and strength unto the beast. Okay, and that's what they did. But this time around, they're going to have one mind to do one thing, which is to evidently see everybody, but they're not going to give their strength onto the whore or the beast at this time around. Instead, the Most High is going to cause them to fight against this whore. Right. Now, I'm going to skip down verse 15, and it reads, and he saith unto me, the waters which thou sawest where the whore sitteth are peoples and multitude and nations and tongues. So she rules the earth, right? And Mecca rules the earth, but it also represents the oppression, right? Those that are on top of you are the ones who oppress you. Okay, so this whore, America, has oppressed the whole earth, and the whole earth is complaining. Okay, it says, and 10 horns which thou sawest upon the beast, these shall hate the whore, and shall make her desolate and naked, and shall eat her flesh and burn her with fire. Right? Verse 17, it says, for Yahawah has put it in their hearts, right, in their minds, to fulfill his will and to agree and give their kingdom unto the beast. And that's why this devil was able to do that after World War II.
Beautiful point, brother.
Sure they had I'm pretty sure they had two-thirds of the goals reserved at that time. Go ahead.
No, I'm going to say, just in case you folks are asleep, right? Because that verse right there is a powerful verse. 17. It says, for Yahawah, Qam Yasharahla, our power had put it in their mind. That's why they agree. So it shows you the Lord had the heart of the king. Okay, the Lord is running this thing, and he's telling them what to do, just in case you people missed it, right? Because it says, for our power had put in their hearts to fulfill his will, right? And to agree, right? So yes, the verse up said that they were of one mind, meaning the 10 horns, right? But it's all because we know that the beast and the horns are working together, right? But the prophecy is that the Lord's gonna get the 10 horns to destroy, okay, the whore. So the point is, it's that the Lord is the one that's running it. That's what the verse is also exclaiming at the end. Well, they're going to fulfill the Lord's will, because the Lord is that ultimate puppet master. That's just to show you folks at home, all right? I'm not saying anything new, but it's just to say it another way.
This is shalom to the brothers on the comment board as well, brothers and sisters on the comment board. This is this is the wad Shalawak, GMS only for the elect Ba, and it says January 1st, 1958 is when the EU Economic Community, better known as the European Common Market, or EU, equals European Union, starts its operations, receiving its charter, Qam, the Wadah. This is a good precept as well. Nahum 3:1, it says, woe to the bloody city, it is full of lies and robbery, right? Robbery of all these other nations. Rob them of their what's it called, their wealth, right? All their minerals, their gold, and so on and so forth. The prey departeth not. That's right. And the prey starts with you Israelites, right? And the other nations are preys, but especially you so-called Negroes, Latinos, North American Indians. You're the biggest prey in America. So let's go back to this clip here, see it's a little bit more.
Reaction from them from Singapore. We're joined by Danny Kwar, who's Dean, and Lee K. Singh, Professor in Economics at the National University of Singapore. From Johannesburg, we're joined by Arena Urasan, who's a senior researcher at the Institute for Global Dialogue and a specialist. The BRICS bloc. Finally, in London, Philippe Legrand, who is a political economist and former special advisor to the Director General of the World Trade Organization. Danny, is the world order, the old world order, close to collapse?
I don't think it's so much as close to collapse, but it's certainly being questioned from all sides.
It's definitely close to collapse, but you know they have to talk how they talk.
The clips that you showed, the clips that we heard a few minutes ago, were ones that were from what sometimes we think of as the global south, and they were critical of the international economic order. One of the interesting turnarounds is that today, the advanced economies and rich economies are also critical of the international economic order. And how this comes out is going to be really interesting going forwards. I don't think that we're going to have to be thinking about how we rethink categories. It might no longer be BRICS or Global South or West versus East, but more groups of countries that have an adherence to economic performance that's dynamic and forward-looking, keen to emphasize trade, keen to think about building out economic fundamentals, keen to continue to work with a level playing field. And on the other side, a group of nations that might have historically had the upper hand, there will be a challenge to the international economic order. Is the increasing confrontation. There will be a challenge to the is anemic. And so that, it seems to me, is the increasingly had the upper hand, but for the level playing field. And on the other side, a group of nations that might have historically had the upper hand, but for whom now growth is anemic. And so that, it seems to me, is the increasing confrontation. There will be a challenge to the international economic order.
Rina, would you agree with that? If the old world order...
Right, because basically nations that were on top, which is America now, they're not going to give up their rule over these nations so easily. Right, and that's what's going to cause all-out war, hence World War III. Okay, and that's basically the tension that's in the air. Right, you're getting threats of cyber attacks. Again, the influx of all these migrants, right, which are of many different nations. They're trying to push out that it's just the northern tribe, but you have all kinds of different people over there in America, you know. And war has been brewing now for the last like 3-4 years, you know. So we're hitting like a boiling point. It's basically what you're seeing, is that we're coming to a boiling point where everything is just gonna, you know, basically implode out of that pot.
Yeah, even in Africa, there's I think it's in Niger or one of the African countries, and like the Russians are siding with one of those African nations, and so America and France and stuff, like, they're mad. You know, it's gonna bring World War III. You know, it's getting hot.
I'm busy right now.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
I'll play a little bit more of this, and that'll be it. I got a couple of little precepts. That's it.
And we now live in an is Western economic dominance. And as Danny has said, the West has declined and the rest have risen. The second was an exceptional period of US geopolitical hegemony. And we now live in an increasingly multipolar world, which is characterized by geopolitical conflict between a still dominant US and a rising China. Thirdly, as Danny also noted, before there was a belief in markets, which trumped pretty much everything, and now increasingly is usurped by national security concerns and indeed industrial policy priorities, not just in the West, also in China, indeed, has always been the case. And last but not least, a US willingness to support international rules and to abide by them most of the time. That's essential for hegemonic power.
And to abide by them all the time. So America is known, the United States is known for making rules but not abiding by them themselves. And that's a big reason why these nations are angry at this whore. So let me go here to let's read Revelation 18. I'm gonna read this in an NLT as well. So Revelation 18, I'm gonna start at 16 and read down to 24. So Revelation 18 and 16 in the NLT, it reads, how terrible for that great city She was clothed in fine purple and scarlet linen, decked out with gold and precious stones and pearls. In a single moment, all the wealth of this city is gone. All the captains of the merchant ships and their passengers and sailors and crew will stand at a distance. So that's all these other nations that, you know, deal in trade and commerce with America. They're gonna stand far off in a distance, really watching through the television. Okay, the destruction of the United States. It says they will cry out as they watch the smoke ascend, and they will say, where is there another city as great as this? And they will weep and throw dust on their heads and show their grief, and they will cry out, how terrible for that great city. The ship owners became wealthy, by transporting her great wealth on the sea. In a single moment, it is all gone. Yeah, so America, all right, which was once America, but now it's the United States. The United States Corporation was a cash cow, really, for the bankers and all the other elites that joined hand in hand with Esau Edom, all right, of all these other nations. It was a huge cash cow. And you Americans, okay, so-called Americans, you United States citizens, all right, we're basically being fed on. People, you know, the elites of all these other nations were feeding off of you, because the United States is the biggest consuming country, or if not the top consuming country in the world. Okay, so it says, verse 20, rejoice over her fate, O heaven, and people of Yahweh and apostles of YAHAWASHI and apostles and prophets. For at last Yahweh YAHAWASHI has judged her for your sakes. You see, and that's why Apostle Gabar, through the Spirit, we put out that order that we're all to put up curses, man.
That's right.
To the whore, man, because we're waiting to be avenged of that whore, man. Okay, verse 21, and it reads, then a mighty angel picked up a boulder the size of a huge millstone. He threw it into the ocean and shouted, just like this, the great city Babylon will be thrown down with violence. Right? So how is America or the United States going to be taken down? Through violence. And that's what you see brewing right now, is violence is brewing in the city, and violence is brewing without the city, with all these other nations, within and without, and will never be found again. This the sound of harps, singers, flutes, trumpets will never be heard in you again. So, you know, the festivals, the partying, the drinking, all the bullshitting is going to be done away with. No craftsmen and no trades will ever be found in you again. The sound of the mill will never be heard in you again. The light of a lamp will never shine in you again. The happy voices of brides and grooms will never be heard in you again. For your merchants were the greatest in the world, and you deceived the nations with your sorceries. You see? In your streets flowed the blood of the prophets and of Yahweh's holy people, and YAHAWASHI's holy people, and the blood of people slaughtered all over the world. Okay, so that's the future. That's the future for the United States, man. And we pray for this future, man. This prophecy to come to pass soon. YAHAWADAH. Any precepts from Africa?
You got Proverbs, a few of them in there. Chapter 10, as it pertains to that millstone, it was cast into it. So that's part of the Lord's arm.
That's right.
Right. The Lord is basically doing an outreach program via the missile. Proverbs 10 and 25.
So Proverbs 10 and 25, and it reads, as the whirlwind passeth, so is the wind.
As it pertains to the missiles. All right. because we know that just a simple whirlwind, you know, there's occurrence all the time, and people live through them. Okay? But this specific whirlwind is saying the wicked will be no more.
That's right.
Right?
That's right.
Go ahead.
And it's also the chariots too. They're gonna get busy in America's destruction. Says, so is the wicked no more, but the righteous is an everlasting foundation.
That's right. So there's no end to the people as it pertains to the Israelites, mainly the 1/3, the elect. Right? We are the foundation, and we're basically I'm set up by the Heavenly Father to be judges and princes and judges. Right? Still on 30?
3 or 33?
No, it's 30. Go down 30.
30? And it reads, the righteous shall never be removed, but the wicked shall not inhabit it, the earth.
That's right, man. Right. So that's why this book is called the Comforter. Right? It gives us comfort that we can basically transcend into the future and see, you know, what was outlined and what's to come. Right?
Yeah, that's right.
It's a relief knowing that Esau will be eliminated, right, and there'll be no more, and peace will reign once more in the earth. We'll be governed by the Heavenly Father, YAHAWAH, where we can't go off. We'll see our seed grow, right, and we're going to be fruitful, and we're going to multiply.
That's right.
Right. Keep reading.
Good. And it says, verse 30. Salaki, I also wanted to mention, you said there's no end to all the people, starting with Israel. Starting with Israel. Yeah. It includes the heathens as well. Verse 31, the mouth of the just bringeth forth wisdom.
Which is what we're doing right now.
That's right.
Right? We're bringing clarity as into future events.
That's right.
And because Esau, like I said, has the world in a discombobulated mindset, right? That there's going to be a rift, and it's going to be a fight of plot between them gooks, slant eyes, right, and the red man. When it's nothing further than the truth that the Most High have his hidden ones, right, by way of the elect, is going to rise up and be the conquerors, right?
That's right.
We're going to come out on top, so to speak. Right? Keep reading.
It says, but the forward tongue shall be cut out.
That's right, and that's going again to Esau. So Esau, there's all these scriptures outlining your demise, right? That's again why in Lazarus and the rich man, right? Abraham says, go see the prophets when he's asking about basically paraphrasing what can be done. You know,
looking for mercy.
Stone, man. It's set in stone.
That's it. That's it.
So these precepts is basically coincides with the parable.
Yep, that's right.
32.
It says here, verse 32, the lips of the righteous know what is acceptable.
That's right. We know that these videos, right, is commissioned, even though it's the apostle that gave a decree and a command, but we know above the apostles is the RAWCHAA QADASH, and above the RAWCHAA QADASH is Yahushua and Heavenly Father Yahweh.
That's right.
This why you see a shaking is happening, because they're seeing what the prophets are standing up on their feet, saying what is righteous, not saying our words. And that's why heathen or 2/3 want to get you outside the Bible. Like, I know, but what do you think? Forget what we think. We're going, thus saith the Lord.
And it says, the lips of the righteous know what is acceptable, but the mouth of the wicked speaketh forwardness.
So everything we watch in this video right now, right? That's basically nonsense, man. Because even though it's another nation speaking, it would be Xi Jinping, whatever his name is. It all stems from Esau, Edom, right? That prideful spirit has permeated the whole earth. So everyone that speaks outside of this truth is basically speaking vanity, and it will come to naught because it's not the Most High.
That's right.
All right.
That's right. That's right, man. Yeah, because all these heathens, they have to answer these leaders of the heathen nations. They have to answer to the bankers that run the world.
That's right.
So, yep, that's right. Any other precepts?
Psalms 2.
Con. Yeah, that's a spirit. I was just thinking about that.
Yeah, the heathen race.
Yeah, exactly. That's the spirit.
That's right.
The reign of the Lord is anointed. Psalms 2 and 1. Why do the heathen rage and the people imagine a vain thing? The kings of the earth set themselves, and the rulers take counsel together against the Lord and against the anointed, saying, let us break their bands asunder and cast away their cords from us. He that sitteth in the heavens shall laugh, the Lord shall have them in derision. Then shall he speak unto them in his wrath and vex them in his sore displeasure.
Yeah, hold on a second, brother. A little too fast here. A couple stuff in here that's pretty good, man. Why the heathens rage and imagine a vain thing, that new world order, right? Skipping everybody and establishing their digital economy. What did they? This says the kings rule council together, right? You have council foreign relations, the UN, United Nations, council of 13. You know, so they're always getting together, talking about their agendas, right?
Yeah.
And it's against the anointed. So that, you know, I forgot what brother brought it out, but that's talking about us out here on the forefront, right? The prophets and the teachers of the nation of Israel. Right down to you believers. They're going to be coming for us because everybody else is going to follow in line, whether it's in the beginning of Jacob's trouble or towards the end. They're going to follow in line, or they're going to die. But the only ones that will be at a resistance to this devil's agenda, new world order, is going to be the prophets, the elect.
Right.
You know, and let us break what it says. Let us break their cords from us. Really, that goes into the Lord's laws, statutes, and commandments. Okay, just like 2/3 of Israel, the heathens, starting with Esau, Edom, they don't want to hear that they're being wicked. They don't want to constantly see Jake in sackcloth, clothes in sackcloth, rebuking him through the book of the law. So they want to do away with Israel. They want to do away with the Bible. They want to cast all cords, right? Because in the NLT it says, "Let us cast off the chains of the Most High from us." All right, so they want to rule like beast, just like Daniel dreamt them to rule. Okay, but the Lord is going to be done with that after America's destruction, man. It's going to be righteousness. Go ahead, Al.
Right. Then shall he speak unto them in his wrath and vex them in his sore displeasure. Yet I have set my king upon my holy hill of Zion. I will declare the decree. The Lord has said unto me, thou art my son. This day have I begotten thee. Ask of me, and I shall give thee the heathen for thine inheritance, and the uttermost parts of the earth for thy possession. We're approaching these times, you know, that the Lord, he's gonna give his son the he's gonna get him the blessing again, and the elect, and the 1/3 is gonna be rule forever.
Yeah, rejoicing with him.
Rejoicing, yeah. Thou shalt break them in his wrath. Thou shalt break them with a rod of iron. Thou shalt dash thy pieces. It says, thou shalt dash them in the pieces like a potter's vessel. Be wise now, therefore, O ye kings, be instructed, ye judges of the earth. Serve the Lord with fear and rejoice with trembling. Kiss the Son, lest he be angry and ye perish from the way. In his wrath is kindled but a little. Blessed are all they that put their trust in him. So that's what we're going to be doing. We're approaching, you know, this whole election year. We don't know what the hell is going to happen. And like it, you know, like right now, anything could happen. You know.
Yeah.
There's a whole bunch of confusion, a whole bunch of psyops. You know.
Oh yeah, America is on a tipping point, man. And it's causing the whole world to be on a tipping point as well, because once America or the United States, their economy crashes, it's not going to just be the United States, right? The global bubble is what they call it. The global bubble, the financial bubble, will pop, and all nations of the earth are going to feel it. You know, it's going to be the heaviest in the United States, And that's why all these nations right now, again, they're jockeying and ramping up this CHIP technology. Because that's gonna be the next. That's gonna be the next move.
And the AI. Yeah.
That's right. Yeah, and just like the brother said, the wall said, ripple effect. That's exactly what it's gonna be. A ripple effect. One thing after another, man. Any other precepts?
Real quick, if you could just go there, because it was brought up about it's only the elect that's going to oppose to the spirit and power. So if you just go to Psalm 17, and it's just 3 verses. 17, just read from the 7th verse to the 9th verse. It's the whole Psalm, but we're not going to read it, but just those 3 verses. Psalm 17, 7 to 9.
So Psalm 17, 7.
From the KJV,
says, show thy marvelous loving kindness, O thou that savest by thy right hand them which put their trust in thee from those that rise up against them.
And that right hand, that right, we're not to gloss over it, that the right hand is a dark sin for YAHAWASHI. Right? That's how we're saved. Okay, so that's the psalmist is putting up prayers, like a rendition, if you will, for the Most High to remember his people, the elect. Okay, and guess what? The heathens are gonna go up against Esau as well, right? But guess what? It's gonna be a vain decision because it's not meant for you guys to be exempted. All right, so you're gonna have these people, that want to have the fabulous 50s. Remember in 1950s, make America great again. Like a lot of like Joe Blow Edomites, they were good at having a diner. Go up in there, and put your quarter in, and then select a song and dance around. That's when America was great for them.
That's right. That's right.
Right?
That's right. Yeah.
But we're done with it. We just want to be righteous rulership, right? Where none of that is no more. We want YAHAWASHI, truth and righteousness to reign throughout the whole universe, man.
That's right. Yeah, because with all that stuff, man, we're at the bottom. And you know what? Quite frankly, we're not meant to be at the bottom. We're at the bottom right now because of punishment.
That's right.
But we're supposed to be on top of you guys, man. We're not supposed to walk around watching you guys live it up as we are according to prophecy. But in the spirit, we know we're supposed to be above you, you heathens.
Right. We want to make the earth great again.
That's right. Exactly. Exactly. That's a lesson title still.
We should make our shirt with like that, make the world greater.
Hey, that's right. That's right. Hey, Sakari, you got to give us our kickback if you take that idea, man. Give us our kickback. Verse 8, right? You want me to read verse 8?
To 9.
Okay.
Read 8, 9, and that's it. Yeah.
So verse 8 says, keep me as the apple of thy eye, hide me under the shadow of thy wings.
That's right. And there, that apple is going into, of course, the saints, the elect. Okay.
Yeah, that's right.
And that's their prayer. And that's how the Lord's going to deliver them. And continue. Go ahead.
Yeah, and the wings go into the angels, but also the chariots. Because
Right.
before we get beamed up, man, it's them angels that are going to be working miracles for the elect.
That's right.
It says, verse 9, from the wicked that oppress me, from my deadly enemies who compass me about.
That's right. And the elect is getting ready to look. The Lord is getting the elect ready to look down in the barrel of that gun, because this man's international dictatorship, right? That nasty wine that the whole nations have drank. They're drunk on it, and they want out.
They're mad.
They're mad, and they want out. That's the reason they're mad. The Lord made them mad because it's prophecy, and we know the scripture. You read it earlier on in Revelation 17 that the 10 horns are going to go against this great whore, the one that's spearheading it. Yeah. So yes, the Lord has got a controversy with them, and the Lord's going to deliver his elect from out of that fiery furnace. He promised that. That's the point on that.
Couple more precepts before we close up. 2 more precepts.
I got one. Lamentations 4:21. Rejoice and be glad, O daughter. Oh, actually, no. I'll wait until you pull that up. Lamentations 4:21. Rejoice and be glad, O daughter of Edom, that dwelleth in the land of Uz, which is America, buzzword.
That's right.
Right.
That's right.
Which is actually a chief capital of the
land of
city.
Edom.
That's right. The cup represents slavery. The cup also shall pass through unto thee. Thou shalt be drunken.
Even right now, I'm looking at the Edomites around where I live, man. And Edomites are catching hell, man.
Yeah, I know you've been through it.
They're on the streets. They're strung out. You know.
You see?
It's serious.
Oh, they're doing the same thing in downtown Brampton, man.
We have same.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
Oh, I saw one begging in front of a Indian store. Indian not No Frills, but the other one. Oh gosh, what is it called? There's Food Basic, and there's another Fresco. I was shocked. It was an Edomite begging, and all coming out.
I saw a guy at the LCBO today begging, you know, Edomite. The curse is going on the Edomites.
Yeah. Right. Or what appears to be Edomite.
You don't know.
So-called.
Yeah. Just gotta say it for what's it called? Scoffers' sake.
Scoffers. That's kind.
And until I see the Rothschilds and Orsini's, right? You know, when I see them begging,
that's when it is.
You know.
Yeah, come on. You're right, because all these everyday Edomites, you were set up to be two-time looted. You were set up to be two-time losers, anyways. You know. So yeah, it's true. We're after those chief guys.
Yeah.
Find their kings in chains of iron. Yeah, he'll be begging, all right. Go ahead.
Go ahead.
The cup shall also pass through unto thee. Thou shalt be drunken. Shall make thyself naked. So you're gonna be exposing yourself.
That's right.
Everything right now. What's that one in? Was it not Hosea? Talking about the shameful spewing.
Yeah.
So you're being exposed. The skirt is lifted up. Shall make thyself naked. Verse 22. The punishment of thine iniquity is accomplished. So, your new world order is going to come to tuition. Right? So there's going to be no way going back. You're not going to be a time machine. Not going to be no. How about I just buy back the birthright?
No, Jacob has got your heel, brother. You can't get it back. You caught by the heel. Go ahead, brother.
Oh man. Punishment of thine iniquity is also accomplished, O daughter of Zion. So, for you Negroes, I want to keep on calling yourself black. We talking about Zion, which is Israel, the 12 tribes. We're not excluding any of the other tribes and just talking about the three main tribes. It's all the tribes.
That's right.
All right. O daughter of Zion, he will no more carry thee away into captivity. So there's not going to be this. I don't know which Negretto is talking about. Esau's going to come back into power after when we rule 1,000 years. Nigga, what are you adding to the book? Like
about Gog and Magog. I guess that's why, like chief priest, whatever his name is, he kicked that guy up.
Go ahead. Finish up.
That's some bad wine.
Yeah, finish up.
He will no more carry thee away into captivity. He will visit thine iniquity, O daughter of Edom. He will discover thy sins. So all of your, right now, Most High is discovering your sins because we're bringing them out.
Come on.
Day in and day out. So, you're being exposed for the red man. You're not really a white man. There's nothing white about you.
Sure.
But the leprosy. Nothing white about you but the leprosy.
That's right. Yeah, that's right. That's right.
So judgment for the plaintiff.
Exactly. Yeah, beautiful, man. Hey, tons of precepts on the comment board, man. Brothers killing it on the comment. Let me just read one from the brother since killing it still. This is from brother Mayakala Slaki, mispronouncing that. 144 Shalawan. This is Psalms 137:9. Happy shall he be that taketh and dashes thy little ones against the stones, right? Because that's what they did to us under hardcore slavery, chattel slavery. And best believe when he actually started at verse 7. I kind of skipped up ahead. Verse 7 says, remember, O Lord, the children of Edom in the day of Jerusalem, who said, raise it, even to the foundations thereof, right? Which means destroy it. Verse 8, O daughter of Babylon, right? Which is the United States today, who are to be destroyed. Happy shall he be that rewardeth thee as thou hast served us. Yep. And then verse 9.
He that leadeth into captivity shall go into captivity.
That's right.
Read, brother.
It says, happy. No, it's all good. Happy shall he be that taketh and dashes thy little ones against the stones. Yeah. That's right, man. So, hey, man, best believe that these heathens and Esau Edom are going to some serious hardcore slavery. When we were ruling within that 1,000-year period. Okay, we're going to do double unto them, all right, as they did unto us, but in righteousness. That's what's going to make it so much more sweeter, man.
That's right. Watching Esau doing the right thing. Do righteousness.
So, yeah. So with that, man, we're gonna close up this lesson. We could go for 2 hours, man. There's a lot of destruction of the United States. But the Lord wanted this lesson was confined to the elect of the nation of Israel. And we're gonna give all praises and honor and glory to YAHAWAH, Hashem, Yahawashi, Hashem, and double honors to the apostles and the elders and the bishops of Great Millstone who rule well and have taught us this word in truth and sincerity. Peace and mercy to the elect that's pushing this word in truth and sincerity across the four corners of the earth. And again, the water to the brothers on the comment board, blowing up with a bunch of precepts. And we're going to say Qam Yasharahla and Shalawwan to the elect.
Qam Yasharahla.